With just the right amount of damage and utility, Horropedia is a dispeller character who can fit well in both roles. Thanks to his Insight passive, as of the making of this video, he is one of the two only characters in the game who can dispel both buffs and counter with only one skill, the other one being Pickles. Speaking of Pickles, they have great synergy together, but more on that on the team showcase part. Horropedia's main downside is that he needs investment to be used as the main damage dealer of the team, since his bonus scaling only becomes available at Insight 3. Also, like every other dispeller, his skill needs to be at rank 2 or above to be effective. Now to talk more in depth about his skills. Logic Dictates is Horropedia's dispel skill. As a rule of thumb, if the enemy has positive statuses, especially of the defensive or counter kind, use this one first. But remember that it only dispels when used at rank 2 or above. Sideshow may not seem like much at first, but it is actually Horropedia's main damage source. It deals bonus damage if the target doesn't have any buff, fitting well with Logic Dictates and keeping Horropedia's kit self-contained. When you add that bonus damage with the Insight 3 passive and other bonuses like buffs, the fear effect from his ultimate, or even Psychubes like Brave New World, this skill can hit pretty hard. Speaking of ultimates and bonuses, Twins Play inflicts a stack of fear on all targets. Fear is a debuff that increases mental damage taken by 25%. Please keep in mind that each stack of fear disappears after being triggered. In other words, you don't need to worry about unleashing all damage immediately, but it also means that only one attack will take advantage of it per stack. This can be both an advantage and a disadvantage depending on the team. Overall, Twins Play has an extremely low damage multiplier, and it is advised to use it first in order to set up the stage for other skills or ultimates who have more damage potential.
Let the show begin. Thank you for your cooperation. Let the show begin. Let the show begin.
Time to show you my card.
Let the show
Sketch 1.2, A Nightmare at Green Lake, is a huge love letter to horror movies. Bloney and Horropedia are the biggest statement in that regard, with both of them having a lot of references and Easter eggs related to famous movies. Horropedia himself is the embodiment of the nerd character common in the genre, of which the most iconic one is probably Randy Meeks from Scream.
To admit it, if this were a scary movie, I'd be the prime suspect.
Randy displays extensive knowledge about horror movies and the rules. But when confronted about what would be his motives if he were a killer in a slasher film, he answers, the millennium. Being one of the few jokes in Scream that isn't about horror movies, but instead about the entire neurosis surrounding the year 1999. Sounds familiar? It's to no wonder that Horropedia wears a ghost face mask as one of his accessories. He also wears a Freddy vs. Jason shirt. The crossover between the two famous franchises didn't become reality until 2003, but fans were asking for it for a long time, with tentatives of production starting at 1987 and being teased in the 19th installment of the Friday the 13th series. Horropedia's Inside 2 art also carries an entire load of references, with posters of Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Night of the Living Dead, Scanners, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Thing, They Live, and Halloween. There are also a couple of hockey masks as yet another reference to Jason Voorhees and a Good Guys doll from the Child's Play franchise. Well, these are all the ones that I was able to identify. What about you? Did you find any other Easter eggs? And a final question. Let's play a game. What's your favorite horror movie?